Guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about something that is quite disturbing that I think maybe we were not paying attention much to it. I don't know if you've noticed since last year, 6th of July, and then after Mkwanazi did the expose regarding SEPs, correctional services, judges, which is they fall under judicial tonton, or justice, in fact, justice system at large, and all of that. Shende, my goodness, we have been exposed into understanding that the so-called freedom we thought we had as South Africans, we don't have that. Maybe we knew we did not have financial freedom, and we knew that there's a lot that became at stake. Instead of us being free, we were now exposed to so much crime that was dealing with us by our very own people. It is sad now to come into a realization that not only that, we have police officers that are still dealing with us, Black people, in the same way, the same manner, the same tactics that the apartheid regime was using against Black people. It is so sad. The police did not change one bit. Everybody who became a police back then in the 80s, early 90s, is using all of those things that they were using when they were in that yellow van still today. Because tell me why at the Madlanga, when they talk about EMPD and the police and how they torture people into making them confess, it's the same ways that were used there, the tubing, the torturing, the beating of people, of suspects, all of that situation. Why is that still done? The only thing that I guess they did not do yet is to burn people. That is the only thing, because I have not heard anyone currently in these things that have been revealed of anyone. They burned someone with water. Kininda was involved in that. You remember that guy, Becky Temba, for the Granger case, and then they lied and said it was Donovan Crange that did that. Do you remember? And now you see all those things, they were done by white people too. Our parents, our young Osiam, to realize that even now, the police that were in police force back then are the ones that are using those things to the youth of today. They are doing that to South Africans, Black South Africans. It's Black people doing that to Black people. Black police officials doing it to Black citizens of South Africa. Isn't that quite sad, guys? Isn't that scary also? Isn't that shameful? Isn't that shocking to actually realize, hi man. Now, we were listening to Undanzi today, and Undanzi is telling us that actually he was moved from one police station to the other, and on top of being moved from one police station to the other, the only time he got to really relax was when he was taken to Rustenburg in prison. Otherwise, right now, when he was moving from police station to police station, I am also wondering when was he bathing? Where was he bathing? Because in police station cells, do they have resources to have you bath? If he was staying there from June the 16th up until January 2021, when he moved to Rustenburg in prison, how was he bathing? He's not mentioning that. It's quite sad to realize that Undanzi entered such a situation, went through all of that, and now he's expected to move on and live as if that traumatic experience did not happen to him. He's expected to move on as if that situation did not happen to him. It was him, and it was Black brothers that were doing that to him. It's quite sad to come into realization of how hectic this situation have become. Now, that thing is in 2026 on record in a court of law of South Africa. We are bringing that cohesion, that brutal torture into a court of law in 2026. 30 years later, after the so-called democracy, we're still talking about torture of an accused person. Yo, yo, I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked with all of this. I'm appalled, to say the least. Oh my goodness. In a South Africa that is supposed to be brutally uh free, but the things that we see, guys, the things that we hear, police officers use apartheid tactics. Now we've got people that are still celebrating those things when they happen right here in this current South Africa back in 2026. We have stupid people that see no wrong when police do that. I suppose we were meant to be people that are like anything that was done to dehumanize South Africans in the apartheid regime government. It's not supposed to happen right here, right now. But we have stupid people that accept it as okay, as long as it's not done to them or their family members. It's fine, it can be done. No, it is so sad. Because now we have people that are talking about confessions and that they mentioned that they beat you up, they torture you, they plastic tube you. Those are the things that were done during apartheid. When you were supposed to sell your brothers, your sisters, your family members. It's quite sad to actually realize, to actually get to a point where you are like, no, man, we are still living under the apartheid regime vibes. We are a constitutional democracy, and the constitution is very clear and is not suggesting it is supreme, but it's just the rights of people, the rights of everyone, including the accused, have been made to be very important. They are not just a loophole. They are not just a loophole. They exist to stop police brutality because that constitution understands where we come from. It surely does understand where we come from. To have idiots that are celebrating when police beat up people, even if they are criminals, from the history and the trauma that we come from, we cannot celebrate such. And yes, it is said, now we will have our very own brothers killing each other or have our very own brothers killing us. And now this is the same thing that was done by the apartheid government. And it's not nice. It will never be okay. But to repeat the same sins? No, God. We have TRC there. That TRC commission is there for that because people did horrible things to. I cannot believe it. I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked, Uguti. Now we have people in South Africa that are okay. They are literally okay with Abokininda doing the things that they do. They like, no, the 5 accused deserved whatever they got for the arrest of the Senzo Meyiwa. Seriously? For something that they did not do? Any stupid fool from anywhere knows these guys have nothing to do with the Senzo Meyiwa murder. Everybody knows, except these idiots that refuses to stand for the truth. Slow learners are the ones that are refusing. No, man, guys. It really disturbed me to realize that. It truly did. I got very disturbed. I don't know about you, but I felt like, wow, Osiam, it's so bad. It was even sad to listen to Moses Sibiya talking about his torture, how he was tortured, how he was driven from Gauteng to KZN for 8 hours without water, without food. They did not care. It sounds as if it's something that they are used to. If you listen to the video in Patricia Mashile's timeline on Facebook and listen to Becky Temba, Lukele, you will hear these people. There's a lot of people that talk about being tortured by police. I don't think it's something to be celebrated. We saw Victor Majola, how he looked so beaten up, the way he was moving. They beat the hell out of him after they arrested him. It was quite sad to watch, even to witness. I don't know about you guys, but I got shocked to realize, Uguti, there are people in our country that don't see anything wrong with what Gininda did when these guys got arrested. I was shocked to realize that there is people in this country that believe Ugininda was within his rights. If Ugininda was within his rights to do that just because he was doing arrest and torture people, why is he not allowing them to talk about it? Why is he denying every aspect of the torture if there was nothing wrong with it? If there was absolutely nothing wrong that he did, why is he hiding that he did it? It's quite sad. You guys are shocking. Oh, those people are shocking, guys. Anyway, I'll see you on our next video. Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.